You know, out here, the desert has a way of showing you the truth. No titles, no status, no masks. You and only you. I mean, you're the only one who really are here. So, this one's not an easy one for me to talk about, this adventure I've been having. But it's real. And that's what this channel has been about this whole time. So my eldest son came out here. And, recently he even traveled across the country and even got my adopted mom to move him and help him move across the country and promised to return her funds, which we have not seen. But we know he has it even. He even had plans that he was going to stay in town. That he was going to make some changes and maybe reset his life. He was going to plug in here. He's going to go where there was a pool, and he was going to save his finances till he could find what he was looking for. And we would do trips from here and go find the places. And I thought that maybe this environment would help him. The desert has a way of doing that, It helped me. I found myself out here, 7 years ago, in about 10. And then I found myself out here after hospice for 7 months in one of the hottest seasons. And it changed my life forever. My son, I understand him because after his father passed, something changed in him. He went into the military, and when he came back, he wasn't the same. And then he found his way back into the film and acting industry. He was actually quite good at this. He even was, as a young child, up against the film festival and won up against college students. So it made me happy that because that had always been his way of healing. He always found himself in this. But somewhere along the line, things shifted. It stopped being about healing and started being about something else. Out here, none of that matters. You can be famous and you can have money, and nobody cares. And I thought maybe that would be good for him. But instead, things got hard. He decided not to stay in town, and he stayed out near me instead. And right away, there were issues. His dog didn't get along with mine, and there was tension. He would come into my bus while I was working and asking for rides, asking me to take on things he should have been handling himself. Meanwhile, I've been broken down out here since October. Blown spark plug. No steady way to get around. I've been walking, catching rides, offering gas when I can. Just doing what we do out here to survive. This life is not easy. And it's not the life he's used to. I just got blessed recently when he got out here because my adopted mom went and got me a vehicle. It was to help me get to my medical appointments and also to help me get on my feet a bit. And to eventually find a camper so that I could pull that out of here and get rid of the bus. But instead of understanding that things turned into pressure, if it didn't happen on his time, it became conflict. Words, disrespect, bullying. Even my own friends witnessed me being sworn at and saw me sit there in calmness and kindness. See, the thing is, I'm not one who bullies, and I'm not one who will attack, and I am not one who will disrespect, and when I do, I will be one who returns to apologize. See, that's not who I am. I don't attack people. And I do not tear people down, and I'm known for that. See, I choose kindness always, even when people hurt me. I many times will walk home and let go of the pain of the things they've said, just cry myself to sleep. So I stepped away. But even stepping away didn't end it. So one day I came back to help him and to hang out, see how he was doing. But before that, my friend and I came to help him. We were in my vehicle, and his dog had gotten loose and leaped in my vehicle and ripped a hole in my friend's dog's lip. My friend said I would do something right now and you would end up in jail and this dog wouldn't be here. My son made a commitment right then and there and apologized deeply that he would never leave that dog unleashed. and always had him tied up. So one day I asked my son if he wanted company, and I rode my bike over. And at first, my son's dog was running loose, I saw. And while I was there, my son's dog first came up to me, grabbed my leg, but didn't bite hard at first. And I said, "Hey kiddo, you better tie your dog up. He just tried to grab my leg." He called his dog off, but never ended up tying him up. And then I asked my son if he wanted to get on the bike and go for a ride. The dog actually bit him. And then we were at a standstill, and he grabbed my leg so hard. Thing is, because I have such injuries in my spine and my neck, I don't really feel my legs. But all of a sudden I look down and I see that my shoe is pooling with blood. I thought I got the blood out, finished stopping. He didn't really help or anything. I had to ask him to go get things. And meanwhile, I realized it looked like it was fine, and then I got going. I was on my way to my favorite place when I realized I looked down again and my shoe was filling with blood. I had to ask for help. It took almost 2.5 hours. My friend thought that he had bitten so hard that the dog hit an artery, because every time my heart was beating, it was gushing out blood. It took hours to stop this bleeding. And with my health the way it is, that's not something small. That's serious. And I had to handle it on my own. And when I said something had to change, that dog couldn't stay, I became the problem. That was the moment it hit me. Sometimes being a mother means stepping back. Sometimes love looks like boundaries, because we can't keep saving our kids. At some point, they have to face themselves, just like we did. I've had to face myself more than once in this life. Nothing came easy. Nothing was handed to me. I built who I am through struggles, through loss, through truth, and through most intense trauma that most would never understand. In one country, they said it's the worst case they've seen in over 50 years. And I'm still building and still walking through that trauma now. I've got a place to stay finally in my life, and I'm working on getting my rig back on the road. I'm handling my health one step at a time, at least as well as I can. It's hard to get anywhere with the prices of gas these days. But I'm moving forward. See, that's the nomadic way. We stay grounded. It's not about running. It's about facing life as it comes. And when it hurts, even when it's messy, and knowing when it's time to let go, even with the ones that mean the most to us. Sometimes love doesn't always look the way we think it does.